Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlotte, you can call me Charlie, and today we are going to do a long-awaited flip through of my reading journal. So for those of y'all who don't know, I do own a reading journal. I do have a Goodreads, but I don't really use it. It's just easier for me to journal about the books that I read to keep track of them rather than go online, type in a password, and blah 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 the rest. Goodreads for me is like NaNoWriMo. I forget about it half the time. I'm so bad at tracking things online. So anyways, let's talk about this journal. I just want to do a quick disclaimer because all the opinions in this book are my own. You may have different opinions and that is totally fine. These are just my personal opinions. I'm a rereader, and by journaling about them, I can go back and look at them. Yeah, so for example, this Firelight series I read first when I was maybe 8, 9, or 10. And so rereading them, definitely, it was a huge change for me. This is more so an art journal than it is a proper journal. So you can see that I have some spillage of paint and things, and that is totally fine. It is an art journal at the end of the day, so it doesn't need to be perfect. And to be honest, when I first started this journal, I wanted it to be perfect. But the reality is, if this is a alternative to Goodreads, Goodreads is not entirely pretty. So why should this? I just want to say that this book and this book, this series, they are my favorites, and I wrote both titles wrong. If you search up Find Me Their Bones, I think it's Find Me Their Bones, Bring Me Their Hearts, but if you search it up the title slightly wrong, you'll still be able to find it. I love those books. And most of these books are from COVID. I started this journal when we first went into lockdown, so I'll let you know when I stopped reading, like when the new year started. And as you can see by the title of many of these books, if you have or haven't read them yet, they are mostly, there's a lot of retellings in here. I went through a huge retelling phase, and yeah, I swear this used to be prettier, but then my cat sat on it when it was drying and just ruined it. I adore this book so much. So you can see some flips. I wanted to make it kind of junk journal style, but I'm not sure if I will continue that. This place holder is for if the broom fits, and I do have a video talking more in depth of the bear and the nightingale. This is another Sarah. I was so proud of this. Sarah Sutton book, and you can see there's like a lot of flip throughs. Things change. Some of these spreads are way less done up than others, like this. And also just reading books like this, having them laid out, I can see this book and this book were both written by Adrienne Young, and I got to see how she progressed so much by doing this reading journal. This series, oh my gosh, y'all. This series I totally binged, and me and my friend Buddy read, and it was great. These books that I just copied and pasted the cover onto are from my December challenge, where I read 24 books in 24 days, and you can see that I haven't actually finished reading half of them because I failed the challenge, but it was still fun. I got a little out of practice with these. I was just reading too many books to handle. And now we have gotten into the new year. So I read all these books, maybe a couple more, from May to December or January 2021, because this was my first read of 2021, and I freaking loved it. And you can kind of see the words. If I look closely, I can see the words. So this is the dreaded page that leaked over everything else. I tried to do one of those hats where you put a piece of yarn in paint and you make a flower, but my paint was too watery. I may have a video coming up with this. This one placeholder is a trilogy, so I did read the entire trilogy. I freaking loved this book so much, y'all. It was nothing that I had ever read before. I don't know if I really love her style or not, but it's pretty cool, and I just finished the next 2 books, so I'm definitely going to have to add it. This book was also a reread. This was Zara Hoffman's book, and this is the rest of, this down here is the rest of this series over here. So yeah. And finally, last but not least, this book I have not finished because I ran out of time reading it, and so the library took back my hold. So yeah, this is a handmade insert. I hope you liked this short and sweet flip through of my reading journal. I know it's not probably as neat as some other reading journals, but at the end of the day, the point of this journal was to keep track of the books that I read and my opinions on them, and I think the book did it. And you know, I got to paint, and I like how bulky this is. I'm a fan of chunky journals, and this feels pretty chunky to me. And it also feels really soft, so I'm definitely gonna have to make another one of these. It has paint like everywhere from where I like painted and made messes with this, because it's been thoroughly used. And you know, this book, I feel so sentimental because this book also got me into the Traveler's standard size Traveler's Notebook in short. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button on the way out, and I will see y'all next video. Bye!